Hello, my fellow campers for a cause. You know, here in Ohio, about 2 million years ago, all this was underneath a thick layer of ice. We were covered by a glacier. That glacier ground us down to a flat land. Then, about somewhere around 40,000 years ago, this area was a freshwater lake. And it was a freshwater lake for quite a period of time. And the animals, the vertebrate animals that died, would sink to the bottom, and their skeletal matter was made of lime, and that's what formed limestone. So right now, I'm in my West Woods, and this area, if I were to dig, I have maybe anywhere from a few inches to maybe 6 inches of topsoil. Then beneath that, I have anywhere from a few inches of clay to a few or several yards of clay. But almost everywhere, when you get below the clay, you hit limestone. There's so much limestone here that when I dig fence post holes to put in a post, I end up having to go and get dirt because I pull more rocks out than I do dirt. Anyhow, what I wanted to talk to you about today is just something as simple as the need to relax. We've been seeing in the news all this talk about COVID, all this talk about rioting. We're all wondering, what's the world coming to? Our government, it just all seems so crazy right now. And I'm not trying to get anybody to choose one side or another. I'm just saying that if you're like me, it starts to weigh on you and you want to take some time away from the media and you want to just put your head in the sand. But we can't really do that and still function. So I'm going to encourage you all to try to find a happy place, a quiet place that may be in your house. It may be with a good book, it may be with headphones on, earbuds in, and some good music. For me, it's the woods. So I would just like to invite you to take the next 30 seconds to a minute and just sit here in the woods with me. Just listen to the sounds. People think the woods are quiet. I used to think that too, till I started hunting about 20 years ago. Heard a deer snort over there. Hear about 6 different kinds of birds right now. I don't know if the mic's picking it up, but I can hear water running down in the ravine. As the glacier melted and formed a lake, the lake eventually broke through land and formed our rivers. What was flat land here quickly, water found the easiest way to flow downhill, and it cut grooves. So this ravine that I'm in right now would have been cut tens and tens and tens of thousands of years ago by running water, and it's still changing to this very day. You hear the deer snort? It's because these woods are populated with white-tailed deer. Right now, 2 of my dogs, Rocky and Adina, are out running, looking for chipmunks. That scares the deer off. You hear the wind. Again, I don't know if the mic's picking this up, but I can hear traffic clear down on Route 7. It's about 5 or 6 miles away. Now, since I've been here, there have been 2 times I haven't heard aircraft, only 2 times. One was immediately after 9/11. We had just moved here. Hear my dog breathing? She's running this way. All air traffic was halted, except for military. It was the first time I could go out and not see contrails in the sky, contrails. It's also the first time I didn't hear airplanes. The second time was when COVID hit. Heard that whistle? like to come in the woods and just sit. Your eyes will detect movement. You'll be surprised. You'll see birds, squirrels, chipmunks, rabbits, groundhogs, raccoons. In these very woods, I've seen fisher cat, bobcat. My dog Rucker once treed a bobcat. It's the first time I saw one in the wild. And I was on my four-wheeler and I didn't know what it was. It ran away so fast and went up the tree, but it hung from just one claw or one paw clawed into the tree. The other three limbs were just loose. And it slowly turned around to look at me, and its face was a cat. Up to that point, you really couldn't tell. Now Rucker ended up tangling with that bobcat at another time, and he ended up one time jumping a fisher cat. Rucker was a big dog. He was a blackmouth cur. They were bred to hunt bear and wild boar. Rucker was a very formidable dog. But he did not whoop that bobcat. He came limping back, and he did not get the best of that fisher cat. It, with one swipe, sliced his tongue open. Couldn't keep Rucker from animals like that, but those were big beasts. We once saw a black bear come through this area, destroyed one of our beehives. Some of you may remember that same black bear was seen in downtown Martins Ferry and was seen in Steubenville, Ohio. In addition to walking and riding in these woods, I like to hunt them. And not just animals, I like to hunt for wild mushrooms, ramps. We get morels, wild oyster, hen of the woods, chicken of the woods, coral mushrooms. I'm really glad you took the time to camp for a cause. Really glad you're supporting youth services. What a great cause. Youth services helps so many people. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. Hope they didn't bore you too much. Treat yourself nicely. Give yourself some quiet time. It's okay. Not only do we deserve it, we all need it. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Again, thank you for supporting youth services.